There's a voice in our head that sometimes murmurs, shouldn't you have it all figured out by now? When you're wrestling with your career, it's common to have thoughts like, I'm trapped in this job, it's too late to make a change now, or the opportunities are just for the other people. These are all limiting thoughts. A little while back, I wanted to make a significant career change to do work that I genuinely love. In this video, I'm going to share the process I use to identify, pursue, and experience fulfilling work in my life. I want to help you overcome thoughts like, I'll be doing this forever, or I can't risk my current income. Trust me, regardless of where you are in your career, there's always the opportunity to change, evolve, gain new experience, and pivot. You can align your motivations and giftings with work that you do. So let's get started. First, understand why you feel stuck. What is it about your current situation that makes you feel stuck? Why do you even want to make this change in the first place? Simon Sinek shares the principle of starting with why, which I believe is crucial when reflecting upon our career decisions. We often get caught up in the what and the how, but rarely ask the question why. For example, we know what we need to do. We need to earn money, and we know how we do it by holding down a steady job. But why? This is where many of us get lost. We can often find ourselves stuck in a cycle doing the same thing over and over again and feeling unfulfilled. So let me ask a question. What is your why? Is it to provide a better life for your family, to fulfill a personal passion, or perhaps to make a difference in your community? Whatever it is, drilling into these deeper reasons and purposes can help you identify and acknowledge what is meaningful to you. Or are you feeling overwhelmed and burnt out from your current position? Do you have a passion or an idea that keeps tugging at your heart? Have there been recent changes in your work environment that make it less appealing? Are there new opportunities presenting themselves overshadowing your current job? Whatever your reason, after identifying them, write it down and remind yourself often of your why. Next, you must also explore what motivates and drives you. Have you ever considered that there's possibly a disconnect between your motivations and the work that you do? I believe any person can operate in any role with enough willingness to serve, learn, adapt, and grow. However, I also think it's possible to do work out of obligation or fear rather than inspiration. Have you ever had a moment when everything just clicks? An instance where you felt unstoppable and completely alive in your work? Often these moments are clues to our innermost motivations. Now, I promise I'm not going to get weird, but just for a moment, close your eyes for a second. Think back to a time or an activity that made you feel incredibly alive. Perhaps it was a project, a hobby, or even a simple gesture that felt deeply fulfilling. Can you recall what that felt like? Can you identify the elements that contributed to it? Now, there are also tools available that can help in this discovery process. One tool that I absolutely love is the Enneagram. The Enneagram isn't just about identifying your personality type, it's about understanding the core motivations that drive you. And it's just one tool among many. But what's important is gaining some self-awareness and understanding around what is motivating and driving you. In fact, to help with this, I created the Enneagram Career Guide to help individuals discover their type, understand their core motivations, and use this information to help identify work that they'll love. I have a link for you in the description. Next, I want to encourage you to celebrate your unique skill set. It's easy to confine our skills to job titles, and we often forget that our capabilities stretch beyond professional arenas and are often taking place in our daily lives. Let's take a step back for a moment. Can you genuinely articulate your unique skill set? And I don't just mean the bullet points on your resume, I'm talking about the essence of what you bring to the table. What gets you in that zone, in that workflow? What activities or tasks feel less like work and more like play? Is there a particular talent that seems to light you up when you use it? And then consider which tasks at work are draining to you. Being able to voice this is more challenging than you might think. In a succinct statement, describe the unique problems you can solve and why any team would be lucky to have you. Consider it your magic that you bring to the table. Next, you want to define your core values. It's easy to make decisions when you know what you value. When I was exploring a career change, I knew that I wanted to engage in work and with people that valued freedom. The ability to have autonomy and flexibility and options. And trustworthiness. People that were reliable, who I could take them at their word. Who also valued curiosity, approaching problems with open-mindedness and learning, and also growth. I knew I wanted to continue to develop and be around people who wanted to continue to grow and develop. And lastly, genuineness. I wanted the real. I didn't want to be around fake. So what's important to you? Do you cherish the flexibility of remote work, or do you thrive in the energy of a quick, fast-paced office environment? How much weight do you give to work-life balance? Part of this is identifying your values. Try recalling the projects or customers that felt like a breath of fresh air to you. Can you pinpoint what made those experiences so special? Try to find the common thread. What do you value about those experiences or people? And consider, how do you want people to feel after an interaction with you? What do you hope they say about you when you've left the room? Or what difference do you want your work to make in the world around you? Aligning your work with a cause or purpose that you genuinely believe in doesn't just make the job bearable, it makes it fulfilling. As you consider opportunities, it's crucial to ensure that the values and mission of any organization or role also align with yours. Because when there's alignment, you won't just be working, you'll be making a difference you believe in. The next thing you must do is apply the Arrowhead principle. And I'm going to explain what this means. I like to collect arrowheads. And one thing this has taught me is that if I'm going to find an arrowhead, I must be in the right location and willing to spend energy looking for them. Now, what does this mean for you? Do you have an idea of what you want, where you want to go, the type of work you want to do? If so, there are two major factors that can help you: proximity and time. What I mean by this is this could be the people in the industry or in the field of work that you want to do. It could be a book that helps you expand your learning and understanding. It could be a workshop that helps you quickly develop skills. It could be a mentor or all of the above. My point is, you have to change your proximity. You have to get closer to where the action is. Concerning time, you must be willing to invest it. Invest in things like upskilling, practicing, honing your craft, developing an expertise. The only way I ever find arrowheads is by looking for them. It's not just about waiting for the perfect career to fall into your lap. It will require proactively positioning yourself by applying proximity and time to this endeavor. What you want to do is try to find ways to experience what this next role or position could feel like. Talk to others in the field that interest you, or follow a podcast that discusses the career subject that you're interested in pursuing. Whatever it is, you have to begin identifying what type of work is most attractive and do two things: get around it and develop skills for it. You also must confront the fear of change. Change can evoke a lot of emotions within us. For many, the thought of change, especially in our careers, can be scary. Why? Because change signifies the unknown, and the unknown can be daunting. We live in a society where success often has a predefined path. And from the time that we're young, there's this invisible blueprint that we're sometimes pressured to follow. Go to school, get a degree, secure a stable job, climb the ladder, and then retire. Diverging from this path can result in raised eyebrows and sometimes even unwarranted advice. And the fear of jeopardizing our financial stability is real. However, it's essential to differentiate between genuine financial concerns and the fear of downscaling or adjusting our lifestyle, sometimes just temporarily, to make the changes that are important to us. Sometimes taking a step back can result in us gaining tremendous momentum for the future. not to mention our own personal fulfillment, growth, and development. Listen, it's okay to be afraid. Fear is a natural emotion, especially when faced with significant decisions. Remember, most of the time, you don't need to make a drastic, huge change overnight. Change is inevitable. Embrace change instead of fearing it to inspire you to take action. And if you still want a little more assurance, watch this next video about how to figure out what you want to do with your life.